Hey everyone, it's my first English video in YouTube, so I'm very sorry for my pronunciation. I think it will be better through the time. So today I will tell about the most common problems for beginners in programming and how to fight with them. These are tips I wish someone had told me when I was just starting out with programming. I hope these tips will save you time, help you to stay motivated and avoid some of mistakes I made. So let's jump in. And the first tip is you don't need to know everything. The first thing I want to share with you is stop thinking you need to know everything, because it's impossible. You don't need to learn all the methods of your programming language by heart. When I started, I thought that pro developers know all the tools and languages from the memory. Spoiler, they don't. Nobody does. You don't need to memorize all the recipes. You just need to know the basics. How to chop, how to season, how not to burn the house down. The last one is the most important. Coding is the same. It's more about understanding patterns and solving problems than memorizing everything. Over time, I realized that Googling is actually a required skill. So don't beat yourself up for forgetting the methods or not remembering some syntax. It's normal. Even experienced developers look things up all the time. Stop living in tutorials. Yes, I think this is a real problem for every beginner. It's not bad to start learning coding with tutorials, but you need to recognize one thing. Copying and pasting won't teach you the basic skill of solving problems. When you are watching a lesson, stop just copying the code. Instead, try to do it in your own. Yes, maybe it's harder than just copying and pasting. And yes, maybe it will take you a few days to solve the problem, but that's the real job of every developer. We don't just write the code, we solve the problems. And if you are not able to sit down and solve problems, maybe coding isn't for you. Tutorials will never make you a software developer. Use them to learn something new, a tool, a framework, a programming language. But don't spend too much time just watching them. The biggest mistake beginners make is watching tons of tutorials. But can you actually use what you have watched in your project or to solve a real problem? I think the answer is no. I see that everyone wants to find the easy way and the magic pill, but you need time to learn it, how to teach and how to solve the problems. And I know a few people trying to learn coding just by watching tutorials on their phone. That's a waste of time. If you watch a tutorial, you must try it in your own. For example, if you learn basic list methods in Python, go solve a few simple tasks. Add items, delete items, sort the list. That's a real starting. You will never feel ready. Start anyway. You will never feel ready to build your first project, not ready to apply for that dev job, not ready to charge money for your work. I kept waiting for this magical moment where I would feel like a real developer, but it never came. Even after years of experience, the developers still think, who let me touch production? It's a kind of like going to the gym. You don't wait until you are in the shape to start working out. You just show up. You start small, you get stronger over time, and same thing with coding. Confidence is built by doing, not waiting. The first project, the first order, the first problem, the first client, you will be terrified, with imposter syndrome on full blast. But you must say yes, I am ready to do this. And one yes can open doors. You are more ready than you think. You don't need to feel confident, you just need to be willing. Start messy, start scared, just start. Problem solving is real skill. The real skill is problem solving. Here's something no tutorial simply ever says. The real skill in coding is not write code, it's solving problems. Anyone can memorize a for loop, but can you break down a feature request into teeny buildable chunks? Can you figure out why something problem is broken when nothing looks broken? Think of coding like be a detective. The syntax, that's just your notebook, but the real magic is in asking the right question, tracing clues and piecing things together. Early on, I would freeze every time when something didn't work. Like, it's broken, I must suck, but eventually I realized debugging is the job. It's not a failure, it's a real process. The devs you admire aren't just fluent in language, they are relentless problem solvers. They stay curious, they ask questions, they keep digging. If you want to level up fast, start focusing less on what to write and more on why it's written that way. Build your thinking muscle and not just your typing speed. AI, your tool, not your replacement. It's hard to focus when everyone says AI will take developers' job, but is it true? Can AI really replace you? In my opinion, no, and here's why. AI is a powerful tool, but it can't do everything. Can AI communicate with your team? Can AI understand a big project and suggest good solution? Can it turn complex business logic into clean code? I don't think so. If you work on a large project with a team, you know what I mean. Human skills like creativity, teamwork, and problem solving are still essential. Instead of fearing AI, we should use it like children learning something new. What do children do? They ask tons of questions. AI is great at answering questions and helping us learn faster. For example, it can explain concepts, show code examples, or suggest ideas. But to use AI well, you need to learn how to work with it. Nowadays, knowing how to use AI tools is a must-have skill for every developer. However, there are rules when using AI. First, never ask AI to write your code for you. It's okay to ask for examples to understand concept, but don't copy solutions. If you do, you won't grow as a developer. Being a pro means understanding the problems and finding a solution yourself, not taking the easy way out. So don't be afraid of AI. Embrace it, ask questions, and keep learning. AI is a tool, but not your replacement. With practice and the right mindset, you will stay ahead as a developer. Try to keep balance between practicing and theoretical knowledge. Everyone says that you need just write code and to solve problems. And yes, overall, I agree with that statement. But if you don't know anything from theoretical side, it means that you don't know how to choose the best solution for current problem. Also, if you don't learn theory or best practices or any related things, it means that your code doesn't become better. You might think if code works, it's enough. Probably it's enough for your pet project, but it's not enough when you work in a team. Other team members must understand what and why you wrote this piece of code. Plus, you need to be able to explain it when someone asks. Only practice doesn't bring you this. You need some theory too. From my experience, the best decision is to keep 20% of theory and 80% practice. I don't say that you need to read tons of books, but I think that you need to read documentation or different topics related to your technology stack and tools which you use. Read someone else's code. So why should you spend time reading code that you didn't write? Well, it's simple. Other people's code can teach you things that tutorials often don't. When you read code from someone else, especially someone with more experience, you see how they think and how they solve problems. Here's what you get out of it. You see different ways to code. Everyone writes code a little differently. Maybe they use a trick you have never seen before. That's a change to learn something new. You learn problem solving. I thought coding is about solving problems, and when you read someone else's code, you can see how they figure out a solution, and it's like peeking into their brain. Plus, when you start working in a team, you will notice that developers spend much more time reading someone else's code than writing their own. In a team, you are often working with code others have written, fixing it, improving it, or adding to it. So being able to understand and to work with that code is a key skill for teamwork. You find better habits. Good developers write clean, organized code. By reading it, you can learn how to make your own code easier to understand. You get better at fixing mistakes. If you can read and follow someone else's code, you'll also get better at finding bugs, both in their code and yours. Reading someone else's code isn't just about learning tricks. It's about getting ready to real-world coding, especially in a team. Discipline. And my final tip isn't about coding, it's about discipline, the most powerful skill you can have. My YouTube channel is called Discipline for a reason. I want to show everyone that you don't need talent, rich parents, or this stupid thing called luck to achieve big results. With discipline, anything is possible. My coding journey started with a 100-day challenge. Every single day I spent at least 30 minutes learning to code, no excuses. Not on my birthday, not even on the 30th days of my life. And the biggest question, did I become a coding expert in 100 days? Not at all. I worked on a small project, but I didn't fully understand the problems I was trying to solve or the basic concepts of programming. I made mistakes and struggled with simple things, but the real win was the satisfaction and pride I felt. That challenge changed my life. I realized this is my power and that thing that will make me successful. Even now, years later, I still learn almost every day. Discipline isn't about instant result. It's about showing up day after day and getting better bit by bit. My advice: build this skill. Start small, set a goal and stick to it. Discipline will carry you farther than talent or luck ever could.